Today, from Lincoln, this is the National Football League.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And that lands in the end zone, so the opening drive will begin at the 25. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and now it's second down. Off the play fake, here's Ryan. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return is Scott. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, 47 yards. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us to rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Well, the Falcon offense ready to go here, and last season for them, Charles, a 7-9 finish. And not too many talking about the Falcons in the lead up to 2020. Certainly all the focus in the NFC South has gone to Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Could this team, do they surprise folks and jump into contention for the division title?
They certainly believe so, and they feel like they should have been in contention the last couple of seasons. Remember, they went 6-2 over the last half of last season. So they thought they were starting to figure things out, and now they acquired Todd Gurley to help run the football. But defensively, they've got to get a pass rush. Just 28 sacks last year, 2nd fewest in the league. Vic Beasley's now in Tennessee. They need Tack McKinley to rush the passer, and can they get the big output out of Dante Fowler, who they acquired this offseason?
And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 34. 7 yards there and a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. A gain of 6 there on first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Still 9 remaining on second down. Now Wentz. He's going to let this go deep and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson, 61 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
14-0 the score. This second down and 7. From the gun, it's Ryan. Jones has it. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff for Gurley. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 3 yards remain for second down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Scott to return it. And running with power here. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Well, the Philly offense taking center stage again, and you look at this Eagle team, and they've been an under-the-radar bunch this offseason, especially compared to some of the other teams in their division. But yeah, they're the only team that returns their head coach and coordinator, so that's certainly something. And they didn't make any splashy moves, but I don't know, Charles. You kind of get the sense that they want it that way.
They just wanted to get faster, and they tried to do that during the draft. All right, especially on the offensive side of the ball with Jalen Reagor coming out of TCU. They also drafted Jalen Hurts, the quarterback at Oklahoma, so expect to see him used in some specialty situations. But they can just keep Carson Wentz healthy, their quarterback. Remember, they made the playoffs, but he only played in the first.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He gives to Gurley. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Alshon Jeffrey working his way back out there now to help lead this offense. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion?
And that's caught inside the 30. And mark him down all the way inside the Atlanta 20. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips in that secondary, and I suspect a lot of mumbling under their breath is the passing game here in the first half.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, 33 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And, man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches. The buzz suffer. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
A stinger, but a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott to kick it away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Flush to his right, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
This is brought in at the 21. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. He'll set up to throw from the gun. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. That's caught by Jackson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And he'll bang that one through. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He completes it to Jones. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Julio Jones has averaged 90 receiving yards per game every season since 2013. And when you factor in that every game plan calls for them double and triple covering him, yet he's still putting up those kind of numbers, that tells you the excellence of Julio Jones.
Deshaun Jackson getting set to go again on offense. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, 3rd quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us. It's caught by Jackson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. 2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action for Phil. It's caught at the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's a gain of 34.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
They'll run with Sanders. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. And he'll just protect the football and go down and take the sack. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. Brotherly love, Philadelphia. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play action. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Another run here with Sanders. And they'll get this down to the 10. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap, and then to give to Sanders. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The Falcons on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be third and forever. Oh, now a strip. He loses the football. And the offense does cover this one, but back inside their own 5-yard line. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
All right, time for us now to discuss Alshon Jeffrey. A chance here on this drive to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark.
Throw him the ball. Throw him the ball. Forget analysis, all right? Let's just root a little bit here. Get him the football and get past that 200-yard mark.
Boy, you want that. You seem excited.
I know, and it's really weird because normally I want guys to intercept the ball,
right?
I want to knock it down. In this case, he's been fun to watch.
The former DB rooting for the wide receivers. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. That is caught at the 7. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the... And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Elliott on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know, are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room, get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit no matter what the battle is. We're going to finish this thing out.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Eagles are winners here as we